Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Renee and it is so nice to meet you. Today we're going to be doing a 4th of July makeup look, which as you can see right here, I definitely love this look. I don't know if I'm going to be actually wearing it on 4th of July, but we'll see depending on what I'm doing. But anyways, without further ado, let's just jump right on into this video. So I did my eyebrows off camera, and what I used is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Taupe and the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. It's in a clear eyebrow gel form. It's really good. I've been enjoying it so far. I still like the Essence Make Me Brow for a tinted brow gel, but I have been enjoying that one. So now we're going to move on to the eyes. I'm first going to prime them using the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous Concealer and then this Ofra Pressed Powder. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. So my inspiration for this look is coming from Pinterest. So my inspiration for this look is coming from Pinterest, and it's this picture I'm going to put on the screen right now. And I just really like this all blue lid. I'm thinking of doing something like that this year. We're going to jump right into that kind of look. The first palette I'm going to use is the Flamingo eyeshadow palette by Violet Voss. And I'm going to use, I don't want to blind you, sorry, I'm going to use this shade Oceanfront. I'm going to put just all over my lid, just dusting it lightly so that I just have a blue base. The brush that I'm going to do that with is the Eco Tools Shade and Define brush. It's a dual-ended brush. So I'm just going to take the bigger side, get some of that blue, and just dust it all over the lid. It'll take a while to build up, but so now that light blue shade is all over the lid, we're going to use the shade that you've actually seen me use a lot. I don't know why I've been doing so many blue looks on my channel, but it's been happening. This is the Mar palette by Colourpop, and I'm going to use this shade. It's either El Rey or Detour. I don't know how that works, like what side is which, but I've been calling it El Rey. It's this one, so we're going to use that, and we're going to put it a little bit more in our crease, but also closer to the lower lash line, so in the same spot, not as high though. And the brush that I'm using, I don't know where it's from, so can't help you there. It's just a little fluffy shader brush. So we're gonna go back in with the first shade to just blend those edges. I know it looks definitely a lot messy, but it's gonna come together in the end, I promise. We're gonna go back in with El Rey just to intensify that blue. Now we're gonna use the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm gonna use this blue shimmery shade right here. That one's called Twerk. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna spray this brush. This is the Morphe M124 brush. And I'm just going to spray it, and then I'm going to place this all over my lid. Then of course we're going to go back in to blend. To blend those edges, I'm going to take this clean brush from Profusion, and I'm just going to kind of buff together the light blue and that dark blue, just in circular motions. Now before we go back in with that shimmering blue, we're going to intensify the outer edge using the Subculture palette by Anastasia. I know I'm using a lot of palettes today, but we're going to use the shade Avis, and we're just going to put it on the outer V. The brush I'm using for that is the e.l.f. blending brush. I just realized it's called Axis instead of Avis. I'm so sorry. I did not read that right. Now we're going to go back in with the shimmering blue in the Jaclyn Hill palette called Twerk. And we're just going to intensify the blue. I know there's a lot of going back in with the same shades for this look, but I just want everything to look so seamless that you do have to layer a lot and intensify things a lot in order to get the desired look. The edges on this side look great, but this side looks really rough. So I'm just gonna quickly fix that. The last thing that we're gonna do for the lids is we're gonna put a little pinch of a shimmering blue in the center. I'm gonna try the shade Tidal Wave in the Violet Voss palette with my finger and see if I like that, and if I don't, I'm gonna do something else. In the Natasha Denona Tropics palette, there's this one called Mini Frost. I'm gonna try this one instead. It does have a green to it, but not as much as that other one does. I definitely like the Natasha Denona shimmers more for this look, so I'm just gonna blend the edges a little bit, and then we'll be done. So now we're gonna move on to the rest of the face. I cleaned up the edges a little bit and blended, so all of that's done. But we're gonna prime. I'm gonna use the Smashbox Primer Spray. This is a great spray for if you don't have a lot of time to do your makeup and just need to get out the door. That's a great primer spray to use. For foundation today, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte foundation in the shade 102, which is Shell Beige. That foundation is a demi-matte foundation, so it's not like so matte that your skin won't be able to breathe, if that makes sense, but it's not like dewy, obviously. It's a matte foundation. But I definitely still think that my all-time favorite foundation, I don't know if I've ever used it on camera before because I like to save it for times where I really need my makeup to last, is the Makeup Revolution. The Conceal and Define foundation is amazing. It is the most full coverage foundation that I have in my collection. So good. So that's half of my face with it, then the other half with just a dot on it, so you can kind of see the difference. It does give pretty good coverage, this L'Oreal one does, for the most part. I like to load up extra coverage with my foundations in my cheek area right here, where I'm blending, just because I feel like that's the area that I get the most redness and I just want to cover that. Now we're going to move on to concealer. I'm going to use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 08, the shade that I always have had. And with this look, you need to make sure that there's a lot of concealer in your inner corner, right in this area right there. And the reason why is because with a blue look like this, you don't want the blue in your skin. Normally a lot of people have blue under their eyes right there. You don't want that blue to be emphasized, but you want it to be covered because of the blue contrasting and everything. So I built up a little bit more in that area. I think I decided why I don't like that concealer. And I always said that that concealer is not my favorite, but I think I officially know why now. I think it takes the coverage of my foundation away. Like there's a lot more redness here that wasn't there before, that was covered. Maybe I'm just making stuff up, but I feel like that's what's happening. Obviously that shade is too light regardless. I think that's what's happening with the concealer, and that's why I don't like it. We're gonna move on though. We're gonna use that Ofra powder that we used on our eyelids to set the face. The shade I have is the shade, it doesn't say a shade. It just says pressed powder oil control. But it's a white powder, so I'm assuming that it's gonna be like a translucent one. That's my assumption. So I'm gonna put that on my beauty blender and just press that under the eyes. That powder definitely makes your foundation lighter. So if you don't like that, if you just want the shade to say, you know, the shade that you bought, then I don't recommend that powder. But I think it does a good job. I look kind of like a ghost right now. But I'm gonna set the rest of the face. For bronzer, we're gonna use the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 200. This is a new purchase to me. I just got this the other day, and I've been enjoying it so far. I really do like this. This is what the shade looks like. So I just take this on my Morphe M5 2-3 brush like this, and I'm just gonna buff it into the skin. I'm also going to dust it across the nose and across this area right here. Not only does that give you a little bit of a sun-kissed glow, but that's going to help the super white powder and foundation, or sorry, powder and concealer that I put together. That was not a good combo. Don't recommend that combo. And then I always blend down the neck a little bit. Just make sure that everything blends together great. For blush today, I'm going to use the Dandelion blush from Benefit. It has a slight shimmer to it that you can see in the pan, but it's not very noticeable on the cheeks. This blush takes a lot of building up to do. You can see a slight sheen on my cheeks. I'm also just going to brush this over the nose. For highlighter, I'm going to use my favorite Becca Champagne Pop. I can't stop using this. Like, this highlighter is just so amazing. And it's perfect and glowy for the summertime. I'm just going to go back in with that blush brush and just kind of blend everything together, just make it look a little bit more seamless. For the lower lash line, I'm going to try something, and I might hate it, but we'll see. I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner in the shade Bright. It's like a periwinkle blue, and I'm going to try to put that in my, what is that called? You know, the waterline. That's what it is, waterline. I actually really love that. I think it gives a nice pop. So now for the actual lower lashes, we're going to go in with the shade Twerk from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and just using that same brush, just nestling it right under the lashes. Then we're going to use the shade El Rey under that shadow. And then last but not least, we're going to go in with Oceanfront from the Violet Voss palette, just on the very, very bottom. I definitely feel like we lost that liner already, so those liners don't do good in the waterline, just so you know. But at least I tried something new. Now I'm just going to set the face before I do mascara, and I like to do this because when I do mascara and then set the face, I normally get clumpier lashes, but I like doing it this way because it works better for me. I'm first going to use the Mario Badescu Orange Blossom Spray. And I just spray this all over my face and then press it in with this beauty blender. Then to set the face, I'm going to use the Urban Decay De-Slick. For mascara, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara after I curl my lashes. This mascara, I'm not sure what the claims are about it, but I would describe it as more of a lengthening mascara than a volumizing mascara. One thing that you definitely cannot do with this mascara is build it up. One coat is all that you can do because it gets so thick, so clumpy. It is not good. Then I'm just gonna touch up the brows and make sure they look alright. Last but not least, did you really think I'm gonna do a 4th of July tutorial without a red lip? Because you shouldn't have thought that. I love red lips for 4th of July or just for summer. Red lips with my hair color are a great combo, I think. But first I'm gonna put this lip balm on. It's just an EOS. Then for the red lipstick we're gonna be using, it's from Kat Von D and it's called Adora lipsticks, but it's actually a red shimmer. So it definitely has a smell to it, or a taste. It definitely smells sweet, a little bit sugary. So this is the final look. I kind of look like Wonder Woman a little bit, but I think that's cool. That's the end of this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and let me know of any other video ideas you'd like to see from me, because I love to do those for you. That's it. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, guys!